This is Job 20:27. The heavens shall reveal his iniquity, and the earth shall rise up against him. Want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Harakakadash. Double honor to all the elders and apostles of GMS that taught me the truth. Peace and shalom to the hopeful elect, and to the Akim that are pushing this truth with our honesty and sincerity. Shalom. This is the brother Shaw coming back at you with another lesson. And hey man, the heavens shall reveal this man's iniquity. Okay. And the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is putting the spirit on this place, man, to reveal who the wicked really is. Okay. And who the devil of the Bible is, which we all know that the word devil just means diablos, which just means just deceiver, man. Or someone that deceives you, someone that lies to you. And there's no bigger deceiver on the face of the earth other than the so-called white man, which is the biblical, his true nationality is the biblical Edomite, man. Now, I'm not sure what's going on with this article that I have pulled up. Again, this man's playing games, man. Look, I can't even get the article that I want. So let's see if it'll work now. Yeah, here we go. All right. Says Canada pressures to find all unmarked indigenous graves after children's remains are found. This is not the one that I wanted, but let's get into it. It says Canada has been dealt a somber reminder of one of the darkest chapters of its history. Over the past week, the remains of 215 children were found last month, buried in an unmarked grave at a former residential school. One or more than 150 institutions in a defunct Slovakia system that were for well over a century forcibly separated indigenous children from their families to assimilate them into Canadian society. And we know who that's talking about, man. That's going into you so-called Native Americans who are really from the tribe of Gad, man. Okay, going into the tribe of Gad, because we know that they came over here from the Assyrian captivity. Let me get that in second address. So like it's real quick. I think it's 13. We finna see. Might be 12. Let's see here. Salakia, while I find it real quick. Yeah. So this second address, we'll start at 40. Those are the 10 tribes which were carried away prisoners out of their own land in the time of Oshea, the king, who Salmanasar, the king of Assyria, led away captive and carried them over the waters. And so came they into another land, and the other land they eventually came to was America, man. Okay, but they took this counsel among themselves that they would leave the multitude of the heathen and go forth into a further country where never mankind dwelt, and that was America. That they might there keep their statues, which they never kept in their own land. And we weren't able to keep in our own land because of the division of the two kingdoms, man, the northern and southern kingdom. And this is the split that has happened between, or the division rather, that has happened between you Latinos, Native Americans, and Negroes, man. Okay, you were the same people, but thousands of years of being divided and taken away from your heritage, you have no knowledge of self. Going back into Jeremiah, the 17th chapter. Okay, Continuing on, that they might keep their statutes, which they never kept in their own land, and they entered into the Euphrates by the narrow places of the river. For the Most High then showed signs for them, and held still the flood till they were passed over. For through that country there was a great way to go, namely of a year and a half, and the same region is called Osiris. All right, and let's look up just real quick. I know brothers and sisters know this, but for newcomers, they might not know what Osiris is, man. All right, and look, it just pops up, man. All right, it just pops up. What was America? Aztecs originally a tribe of Israel. And see, look, man, the truth is out, man. And we let's just go to the Jewish Encyclopedia. The name of a land beyond a great river, far away from the 10 tribes of Israel, will dwell, observing the laws of Moses until the time of the restoration. According to Second Esdras, Columbus identified America. So like it's not Second Esdras. According to I don't know what that is. IV 45. Columbus identified America with this land. Okay, so we know that Osiris is actually America, man. And when you watch the movie, it's called 1492. They actually had this Second Esdras quote on there, man. Okay, so the Native Americans, man, and you Latinos, okay, going back to the Aztecs, the Mayas, and the Incas. And I think the word Azteca is really like a people of time or people of past. I believe that's what it means. Okay, so these are the indigenous people that was here on the land thousands of years before Columbus, man. And we know that because brothers have done many different videos, many different lessons going into the ancient Paleo Hebrew writings that were found over here, man. Okay, such as the Lost Luna Stone and the Bat Creek Stone, and what is it called? I think it's called the Chief Joseph Stone. And what was I think in like 2018, 2019, maybe 2018, over like 800 different Paleo Hebrew artifacts was found in Puerto Rico. Okay, and what is in Puerto Rico is a slave term, man, a slave name meaning rich port. Okay, because that's what the Spanish named them. All right, and I always ask some of my Isca, right, which would be Mexican brothers, what language were you speaking before you were speaking Spanish? Do you know your history? And none of them are able to tell them, man. Okay, again, a loss of self, man. All right, so continuing on, it says the discovery sent shockwaves through the nation, prompting communities from coast to coast to lower their flags to half staff and hold moments of silence in honor of the children. From Vancouver to Ottawa, children's shoes, toys, and candles have been left at the makeshift memorials, man. Okay. Now lawmakers and First Nations groups are calling for all former residential schools across Canada to be examined for signs of unmarked graves. And look, you're going to see you're not going to be able to catch all of them, man. All right. But that's just what it is, man. Okay. That's just what it is. America has a history of rape, robbery, and murder, man, that they don't teach you over in schools, man. And like, yes, they tell you about slavery, but I don't think you people have an idea of or inkling of how bad the chattel slavery really was. Okay, and their thing is it happened a long time ago. Get over it. And the Irish were slaves, and all of them. Look, there's a difference between indentured servitude to where you are basically an employee, okay, and you work to get your freedom, versus chattel slavery to where you're beaten, you're what's called buck breaking. All right, your slave master would have sex with you, have sex with your daughter and your wife right in front of you, man. Okay, Derby's dose, all those other look, man, a violent history, man. Okay, this is Nahum 3:1. Woe to the bloody city! It is full of lies and robbery, and the prey departeth not. And we are the prey, man. Okay. And Esau, Edom, and these other nations, chiefly Esau, Edom, is the predator here, man. Okay. This is modern day
Bosra. This is modern day Edom, man. Okay, why? Because the so-called white man, whose real nationality is the biblical Edomite, resides here, man, and he is the predator, man, and we are the prey. Which is why you still see niggas getting gunned down in the streets, hands up, don't shoot. Which is why you still see women in the streets getting gunned down. All right. All of these are curses that are put upon us. Why? For disobeying our Heavenly Father, man. Okay. And idol worshiping, man. Hating our brother, hating our women, hating our kids, hating our mother, hating our father, and killing each other, man. And what you're seeing is the heaven is revealing this man's iniquity. And at the same time, the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushai is raising us up back to our nationality and our heritage, man, and his true name. Okay. Let me see here. We kind of could get into that, but it's all good. So we'll get a little bit back into this, and then we'll get into some of those curses, man. All right. For decades, residential school survivors have been telling horror stories about the children who disappeared without a trace. Terry Tajee, regional chief of the British Columbia Assembly of First Nations, said by phone from Prince George, British Columbia, finding these 215 children just confirms those stories. TG said it's really important as part of a healing journey to acknowledge and understand how many of our children perished in these schools. And you're going to find out that it's thousands, man. Okay? You're going to find out it's thousands. Look, Esau Edom came over here and damn near wiped Gad out, man. Okay? Over 100 million Native Americans was killed, man, during these horrific wars that we don't talk about in school, man. Okay? And Gad and Reuben, okay, were which Reuben are the Seminole Indians. Reuben was kicking their ass, man. And till they had the event, what is this guy's name? Joseph Gatlin had the invent the Gatling gun, and that's how they got the advantage of him. But it was all prophecy, man. Okay, it was all prophecy for us to fall and to go off. And let me see here. This is I want to start at the beginning, man, and then we'll come down. This is Deuteronomy 28, and we'll start at 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord Yahweh thy power, to observe to do all these commandments and his statutes, which I command thee to this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. Okay, so starting at Deuteronomy 25 and all the way down into 68 are curses that would happen to the Lord Yahweh Shai's chosen people, which are you Latinos, Native Americans, and Negroes, man. Okay, and you have you have Israelites that look like other nations. You have Israelites that look black. You have Israelites, or Salak, you have Israelites that look white. You have Israelites that look how do you say it, Chinese or Japanese or Indian. Okay, it's not solely on your outward appearance. It goes by the spirit. Okay, because we were scattered across the four corners of the earth as a curse. Let me see here. We were scattered in the four corners of the earth as a punishment, man, and that's also in the curses. Let me see here. Yeah, this is not Isaiah, Deuteronomy 20:64. And the Lord Yahweh shall scatter thee among all people, from one end of the earth, even to the other, and there thou shalt serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone, which goes into Christianity for the wood, all right, and which goes into it's slipping my head right now, man. Gosh, it's slipping my mind right now. All right, but I'm serving Allah and the Mecca stone. Okay, but as a punishment, we got scattered into these other nations, and that's how we became Gentiles. Okay, so when you hear the term Gentiles, there's two types of Gentiles. There's the natural Gentiles, and there's the Israelite foreigners who didn't know they were Israelites and were living as Gentiles, man. But that's another story. That's deep. So going into these curses, man. All right, going into these curses. This is Deuteronomy 28 and 48. Therefore shalt thou serve thy enemies which the Lord Yahweh shall send against thee in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness and in want of all things. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until I have destroyed thee. Okay, and that goes into the slavery. Gad had yokes of iron on their neck. Okay, Issachar had yokes of iron on their neck. And of course, man, you so-called Negroes have had a yoke of iron on their neck. Verse 49, the Lord Yahweh shall bring a nation against thee from far, from one end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth, a nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand. And that's Columbus, man. That's Columbus. That's Cortez. That's Ponce de Leon. Okay, the Spaniards coming over here, devouring, and conquering your land, man, and killing your kids, your women, and your children, and putting them in mass graves, man, and putting buildings and schools up over them. All right, verse 50, a nation of fierce countenance, which shall not regard the persons of old, nor show favor to the young. Esau didn't care if you were 26 or 6 years old, man. If you didn't act right, he was putting your ass to death. Okay. And for that, man, you see America getting torn apart by the seams. Why? Because the Lord is getting ready to bring this place down, man. All right. So let me see. Moving forth in this article, the school where the remains were found is in Kamloops, about 160 miles northwest of Vancouver. The institution, the biggest residential school in Canada, operated under the aspires of the Catholic Church and we know about the Catholic Church, from 1890 to 1969. The Canadian government then took over and oversaw the school unit until it closed in 1978. Enrollment peaked in the early 1950s at 500. There are official records of at least 51 who have died at the school from 1900 to 1971. And you know it's more than that, man. You know damn well it's more than that. The graves were discovered with ground penetrating radar last month, are believed to be undocumented, said Chief Roseanne Cashmere of the Columbus. I can't even say that word. I'm not going to try to butcher it. But you see it. First Nation, who announced the discovery May 22nd. Searchers acted on a knowing in our community to look for the unmarked grave, she said. Some of the children are believed to have been as young as 3 years old, man. Those are those curses, man. Okay, showing no favor to the old or to the young. And this isn't something that just happened. This is a ancient history of hatred, man, that this man has displayed towards us, man. Okay, an ancient display going into as early as the book of Deuteronomy, Genesis. Okay, let me see here. This is Obadiah. I'll start at 10. For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. Esau can't repent. So when someone tells you about the Lord came here to save everyone, that's a lie, man. All right. It just says right here, Esau, Edom is cut off forever. That's in the Old Testament and New Testament. All right. So we're done arguing with you niggas about who the Lord's chosen people are. Okay. We're done arguing about who the Edomites are. Okay. And we're done arguing about who the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is coming back to save. We're done with that, man. All right. We have the truth, man. It's not nothing to argue about anymore. All right. So for thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. In the day that thou stoodest on the other side, in the day that strangers carried away captive his forces, and foreigners entered into the gate and cast lots upon Jerusalem, even though thou wast one of them. And so what this is going into the Babylonians coming in and ransacking the temple, man. All right. The Babylonians coming in and ransacking the temple that I think Jeremiah prophesied about, man. And Esau, Edom helped them ransack the temple, man. Okay. Esau, Edom being the so-called white man who was actually our brother, man. Helped the Babylonians destroy us, man. And that's in Psalms 137. Okay. Verse 12, but thou shalt not have looked on the day of thy brother in the day that he became a stranger. Neither should thou have rejoiced over the children of Judah in the day of their destruction. Neither shouldest thou have spoken proudly in the day of their distress. And you still see the spirit today. Okay, you still see spirit today when a post of someone of a young black man getting shot and getting killed. What is there saying? Oh, he shouldn't have ran. Oh, he should have just had his hands up. Oh, he's a thug. Bring up his background and all this other shit. Oh, he didn't pay child support. Just madness. Standing talking about thy brother proud, man. Okay, verse 13. Thou shouldest not have entered into the gates of my people, in the day of their calamity. Yea, thou shouldest have not looked on their affliction in the day of their calamity, neither have laid hands on their substance in the day of their calamity. So the Lord is saying you shouldn't have done this, Esau, Edom, but you did. And it's taking years, but your punishment is getting ready to come, and it's clear to see. All right. Matter of fact, let's just get this real quick. This is Jeremiah 49:10. This is Jeremiah 49:10. But I have made Esau bare. I have uncovered his secret places, and he shall not be able to hide himself. His seed is spoiled, and his brethren and his neighbors, and he is not. Esau even is being uncovered. The Lord Yahweh Bashim Shai has made him bare. We know who he is. We know what he's doing. Okay. And ultimately, his plan is to put the MOB in everyone. All right. Behind this scamdemic and the collapse of this society. This is really what this is about, man. Okay. You can say there's a disease or whatever, which it is, but it's man-made. All right. I know a brother that's done a video on a Fauci and the emails of where he knew that this shit came from the Wuhan lab. So he's being uncovered. The heavens shall reveal his iniquity, man. And it's here if you're paying attention, but only the elect are going to be able to see it, man. Let me see if that's it on. I think that's it on that. Yeah, that's it on that. So back in that Obadiah. Let me see. Yeah. So I started continuing on to 14. Neither shouldest thou have stood in a crossway to cut off those of his that did escape. Neither shouldest thou have delivered up those of his that did remain in the day of distress. Verse 15. One of my favorite verses. For the day of the Lord Yahweh is near upon all the heathen, as thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee. Thy reward shall return upon thy own head. You so-called white people have never paid for Rosewood. You never paid for the tale of tears. You've never paid for the truth behind the Alamo. You never paid the price for the Seville slave trade. You've never paid your price for that, man. The day upon the Lord is getting ready to come, man. And there's nothing you can do. There's not a damn thing you can do. Get out of that. Thought I had we can get this Ezekiel. And then we'll get out of here, man, just to show more hate of this damn demon. This is Ezekiel 25, and I'll start at 12. Thus said the Lord Yahweh thy power, because that Edom have dealt against the house of Judah by taking vengeance, and have greatly offended and revenged himself upon them. Therefore, thus saith the Lord Yahweh thy power, I will also stretch out my hand upon Edom, and will cut off man and beast from it, and I will make it desolate from Teman, and they that of the Dan shall fall by the sword. And so, when has this happened? Because a lot of people just see Old Testament and New Testament, but this hasn't happened, man. The Edomites are still around. Okay, they came into power under Alexander the Great, and from Alexander the Great to the Roman Empire, and then Rome fell, and then the reemergence of the Roman Empire during what is called the Renaissance, and from there they spread out from Spain, France, Britain, Germany, okay, and all the way down into to America. The Edomites are still in control, man, are in power, okay, and the head of it is Babylon the Great, which is America, man, which is clearly falling. All right. Therefore, thus said the Lord, I will also stretch out my hand upon Edom, and will cut off man and beast from it, and make it desolate from Teman, and they of the Dan shall fall by the sword. And I will lay vengeance upon Edom by the hand of my people Israel, and they shall do Edom according to my anger and according to my fury, and they shall know my vengeance, saith the Lord Yahweh thy power. Okay, and that's it, because now he's going into the other. See, the Lord is gonna get all you nations back, man, that have had a hand in our downfall. Okay, and the Philistines is going into these the real Philistines are the Africans, all right, but the Philistines now are the quote unquote Palestinians. All right. So the Lord has it out for all you, but my boy Eazy-E, he has it out bad for you. And we know that this is the future prophecy, because verse 14, I will lay my vengeance upon Edom by the hand of my people Israel. You can't go back anywhere in the scriptures and show where Israel, okay, the house of Israel, have taken down the Edomites, man. All right. Can't say King David, because the Ezekiel captivity, Babylonian captivity is way after King David. That was after the kingdom split. So it can't be then. Right. But it's all good though, man. We know the truth. We got it. We understand it. So hopefully this lesson is edifying. I want to give our praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Harakakadash. Double honor to all the elders and apostles of GMS that taught me this truth, and peace and shalom to my fellow Akim.